when one puts his mind to seeing what's going on, and that is our young black African American men being gunned down in the streets of America. For example, Mr. George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mr. Rasheed Brooks was killed in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. And most recently, Mr. David Floyd was killed in the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Many individuals have said to me, I didn't know the problem was this bad. In other words, they were saying I was blind, but now I see, and there has to be something done. Well, they're only venting frustrations that if you live in the black community, you know, this has happened to us from the beginning. This has happened to us all along. And they're beginning to see some of the frustrations of the people in the protests, in the protest marches, on the picket lines. You see, here in America, we have options of dealing with the problems. We do have leaders who are able to look at various issues of discrimination and help right these wrongs. But it takes time. But dealing with this issue of the young black American men being gunned down in the streets, something has to be done now, not something in the future. We're building for the future, but something has to be done now. And ladies and gentlemen, these 3 murders or killings, whatever you want to call this, they happen for the world to see. But then let's take this and use it to our advantage. What I'm saying is, it took someone to take a movie or a video of these shootings, even though the police in some of those cases were supposed to have had police videos. Well, there's a silver lining here that we have to examine, and I'm asking you for your help. And that silver lining is that every arrest, we have the means to make every arrest, there's vest cameras, there's car cameras for the police. Every arrest should be put on video. Every arrest, whoever it is, white, black, doesn't matter, whoever. Every arrest should be, and every person should be given their due process. But we have to see it. Now, what am I saying? Right now, the government has some monies, they call it prevent monies, and these monies are designed to help communities who are having problems with racial unrest and injustice, or what have you. I say, instead of giving the money to the police for more tear gas, more guns, more shields, more weapons to deal with the crowds, let's take that money and ensure that every police officer has a vest camera. Every police car that goes out into the streets to take the police to the areas where they're going to be has a camera, a car camera. Every arrest, now we're going to have it on video, ensuring at least this much, that everyone gets their due process, their due. Now, there are going to be a couple of give and takes. There are going to be a couple of give and takes. First of all, what I'm asking, it's nothing new. It's nothing new until we get to the funding, to the money. And then there's all, now we, the big plea about we don't have the monies. Well, the money is there. It's in the prevent programs money. That starts us off. The money is there. Then we push our legislators to increase that budget. But the money is there. Secondly, it's going to take you. call your individual police department, and tell them that's what you want the monies, that prevent monies to be used for. Vest cameras, car cameras, every arrest, we know about it. It doesn't change the feelings or the makeup of the community. It doesn't change the attitudes of those racist police officers who have ulterior motives. But at least it gives us a starting point to begin to say, okay, all right, these problems exist, but at least we can start here. It doesn't change the community, doesn't change how we feel about different issues of discrimination, but at least can give us a starting point to make sure that every arrest, every person who's picked up by the police, there's a video so they can get to the police department, to the police office where they're taking the jail. They're given their rights to have an attorney present before they say anything. But most importantly, we will know, the world will know, that that person was not mistreated by the police, was not beaten by the police, because every stage of the arrest has to be on video. You see, this doesn't cost $1 billion. What it costs is you. You to pick the phone up, make the phone call to your particular police department. If you're white, black, green, Hispanic, doesn't matter what color you are, make the call. And if we get enough people calling the police department, if we get that point, it gives leverage to those community groups, those leaders who are trying to show this, that we can start here. From here on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a situation where we have been blind. There are too many have been blind to the plight of those who are being arrested in the black community. But we see now. We were blind, but we see now what's going on. And if you really care, if you're really talking about equal rights for everyone, I'm asking you to start here. Call your police department. Call them. And then keep calling. Call until we get something done. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Creighton Rippey. I'm the director of the Greater Detroit Community Outreach Center here in Detroit, Michigan. You can reach us at 313-891-7030, or you can reach us on the World Wide Web at greaterdetroitoutreach.org. Thank you.